We've got at least one egg that has pipped, and there could be a couple more. I actually can't tell. It looks like there may be one more under there, but I came in here and this hen was really talking, making the mother hen sounds, and I thought, I bet those babies are hatching. I've been watching the last couple days. So anyways, I'm really excited. This is super early, actually. It won't be, today is Wednesday, and it won't be 28 days until Monday. So I had some, they hatched early last time, but this is even earlier. So who knows, maybe the Guinea mama was incubating those eggs for a couple days before I stuck them under my hens. But anyway, whatever the case, it looks like the hatch has started. So I'm excited. Hi, babies. Are there just two of you? Hi, little ones. Hello. So I separated the hens. I put the cardboard box barricade back up. I didn't want this girl to get jealous and abandon her nest and go sit on the other hen's eggs. I was worried she might do that, since that did happen last time. But I noticed just now that one of her eggs is cracking too, so she will have her own babies probably by the end of today or tomorrow. One thing that I don't think I mentioned before is that I've been putting my broody hens on chick starter right away when they start brooding. That was something I learned with my first broody hen from somebody else who does chickens. And basically the thinking is, since they eat less when they're broody, you can give them the higher protein feed, and that will help them to just stay in good shape and get the nutrition that they need while they're brooding. Since these gals are hatching out guineas, and the guinea Keets need even higher protein than the chicks do starting out, I just recently switched them over to a game bird starter feed. So they will just be eating that until the guineas are sold. I'm hoping to sell them. Another thing that you need to consider with the guinea Keets is that they need to be kept slightly warmer than chicks. The hens seem to do a great job with that. I'm not really concerned about that, but if you're brooding them obviously under heat lamp, they are a little more finicky in regards to the temperature that they need to be able to stay at to thrive. They're just not as hardy as chicks, and they also need to be kept dry. So what I'm gonna do here pretty soon, none of these guinea Keets that have just hatched have obviously ventured out of the nest yet, but I'm going to put some rocks in the water dishes so that they can get their beak down in there and get a drink, but they can't get in there and get like their down all wet. I've always just used rocks out of the driveway. I rinse them off and stick them in there. That works fine. Other people use marbles and different things, but you just want to make sure that they can't get saturated in the water. Good mama. Good mama. Guys, I'm recording this with my flash on my phone, and this might be the last thing I ever see because it's extremely bright. But I think my guinea geese are done hatching. I got a total of 19 that hatched out. Each hen actually had one egg underneath of her that did not hatch. The red hen is off the nest. She's done. She's walking around with her babies. The black hen is still sitting. So I put the 2 unhatched eggs under her just to give them a chance. But I doubt that they're viable. The marks rubbed off from when I candled them earlier. I put check marks on all the ones that I saw movements on, and then I also marked the ones that I did not see movement on, which was 2 eggs. But when they're underneath the hen and they're sitting on them and they're rubbing on them, they kind of rub the pencil marks off. So I don't really have a way to determine if those are the same 2 eggs that I thought maybe weren't viable originally, though I suspect that they probably were. So far everything is looking good. The babies are looking good so far. I'm trying not to mess with them a whole lot, even though the hens are pretty chill and they don't seem to really mind too much when I look at their babies. I went ahead and taught some of the first ones to hatch how to drink, because when you have an extended hatch over several days, those first ones that hatch do seem to get kind of weak. I noticed that especially with the chicks, because they're just sort of hanging out with mom and they really do need to start kind of eating and drinking. So I went ahead and pulled the first 2 out and taught them how to drink. And they seem to do pretty good just figuring out eating on their own. They're pecking around is kind of second nature for them anyway. So yeah, everything's looking good. I just took down the barriers between the 2 hens. So we're going to see in the morning if it looks like they're going to get along or not. I'm hoping that they will. If not, I'll have to separate them or something. But I'm hoping they'll just co-parent happily together. And I took the broody box out for the red hen. The black hen's still using hers, so I'm going to leave hers until she decides to get off the nest. The reason I'm doing that is because last time I had Keets hatch out, I actually ended up with a Keet that was stuck between the broody box and the wall of the cage, and it actually like died back there, which is really sad. I had no idea it was back there, so I could not rescue it. So I just decided this time I was going to take the broody boxes out as soon as the hens got up out of them, just to reduce the risk of a chick or a Keet getting squashed back there. I also, for the same reason, removed the empty eggshells as the Keets hatched. A couple times throughout the day, I just go in there and pull the empty eggshells out. And again, that's because last time I had a Keet that got squashed between 2 eggs. And it just got killed and crushed. So I'm hoping that removing the empty eggshells will sort of help mitigate that issue by creating more space underneath the hens, so they won't risk getting squashed. It really does seem like the hens can successfully hatch like 10 to 15 eggs, and if you put more than that under them, they seem to not do as well. They seem to lose a lot more eggs, like pushing them out of the nest. Either, I don't know if they do it intentionally or if the eggs just roll out on their own and they can't, because they just can't get situated on more than about 15 eggs. So I think, yeah, 15, maybe 18 is kind of like my max number that I will put under a hen, because when I've experimented putting more than that under them, they just don't seem to be real happy about it. And I do notice the eggs kind of rolling out of the nest that I have to kind of push back in again. So thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed going through this process with me. I've certainly enjoyed sharing it with you. Hope that some of this information was maybe helpful to you. And I'll see you next time.